Good morning. It's afternoon. Goodness me, I must have got up late this morning. This afternoon. I do apologise, guys, but once again, welcome along to Marty the Mad Magpie's channel, and it's great to have you with me. If you want to get instant access to my videos, guys, yeah, click the subscribe button. It's completely free. That's up to you if you want to, and any new videos you will get instant access to as soon as they flash up. And also, if you like this video and any others on my channel, please give us a like. It certainly will help the channel grow. And get in touch, since this is a live video, guys. I will be broadcasting for the next half an hour or so. So get in touch, guys, if you want to have a chat about the day's final. Any questions you've got for me, feel free. It's an open discussion today. And I'm just going to give my views on the upcoming fixture and matches gone by between these two sides. It's always been a cracker of a fixture, hasn't it? And we always seem to be goals in these fixtures. I can't recall a game where it's been a 0-0 draw. Maybe I wasn't looking, but I'm sure some of you out there might recall one. But I certainly can't recall a 0-0 draw between Liverpool and Newcastle United. It's always been a classic, shall we say, and I have a feeling it's going to be a classic today. Am I optimistic about the game? Yes, I think if we put in a good performance, I think we will get the right result on the day against Liverpool, which is i.e. today. But we've got to work hard because Liverpool will be up for this, and I think along the way they may get a little bit of help from the officials because, as they are known in some quarters as Liverpool, and that seems to be a name that sticks. Really, it does, because how many times? I mean, like that fixture last season between us at Anfield, where we were 1-0 up, weren't we? And we ended up drawing the game. Did we draw the game? Did we lose the game? But anyway, I can't quite remember that one. But what I do know is that Alexander Isak was onside for the goal, which was disallowed. And they came out after the game and they said they drew the line on the shadows on the pitch. I mean, how ridiculous is that? You know what I mean? You can't judge that on shadows, because I mean, if you've got a tall guy like Isak and you've got a little fella chasing him, who's going to have the biggest shadow? It's going to be Isak after all. You know what I mean? So, they came out with that nonsense, but it would never have done for us to win 2-0 against Liverpool at Anfield. It wouldn't have done. And we look at the head of the game today. I still think I'm optimistic we can get the right result on the pitch, guys. I really do. But I do feel in the back of my mind that that Liverpool, because for all they're a good team, they're a lucky team as well, extremely lucky, and they might just cheat their way through it, because Mo Salah, as I like to call him, the dying swan. He stubs his toe on the pitch, gets his ball trapped under his feet, and there's a player near him. He goes down like he's been shot. He rolls over about 5 or 6 times. Luis Diaz is just the same. So it's a couple of players there who will just throw themselves to the floor in order to get free kicks, and that's one way that Liverpool will go. I mean, they'll either turn on the style and play so well that we can't keep up with them, or they'll throw themselves to the ground. A couple of their players will chuck themselves to the floor and get the odd free kick, the odd penalty, that sort of thing. And they may just get themselves a bit extra time added on as well, which is exactly what happened when Liverpool got the goal to. Yeah, I think they beat us last season at Anfield. Yeah, they did. They got a goal in added on time, 8 minutes into added on time, and you're thinking, where did the bloody 8 minutes come from? But there you go. That's Liverpool out the way. On to Newcastle, and apart from Lewis Hall and Sven Botman being out injured, obviously Anthony Gordon suspended. There doesn't seem to be any fresh injury worries as far as I'm aware. So I think it's one of them where we've just got to. You look at Liverpool; they've got a patched up back line, but at the end of the day, though, we have been known for giving away silly goals. And Kieran Trippier Dan Burn, Fabian Schär, and Tino Livramento. I think it's going to be the back four today. They've got to put up with some real persistent attack and play from Liverpool. That's for certain. Because they'll keep coming. They will. And the only way we can stop Liverpool is by playing our own game. They try and hit us from the back. We've got to try and hit them from the back. That's why there's always plenty goals. I mean, you can't just stand back, put 11 men behind the ball against Liverpool, because it will just be shooting practice, guys. I've got to say, here and now, it will be just shooting practice. They won't pull any punches in that respect. So we've got to go out there and we've got to give it our best, like we've seen in some of the great fixtures down the years. I mean, I recall one of the first games that I seen Newcastle United and Liverpool play, and of course that was the 4-3 back in 1996. What a game that was. And at one point we were 2-1 up. We should have went 3-1 up shortly after that. And once again, the defence that day, we just couldn't hold our own shit back then, because it was all attack. And defensively, we did what we could, but it was one of them, wasn't it? I mean, Stan Collymore came out years later and said, dear me, I wish I hadn't scored that winning goal at Anfield, because Man United went on to win the league. But, he did his job, put the ball in the back of the net, but it was sloppy defending by us, which ended up giving the win to Liverpool. And then even the following season, I recall the match against Liverpool and Newcastle. It was a midweek game, and we found ourselves 3-0 down at one point. Steve McManaman scored an absolute worldie. Then the ball ricocheted back off the post. Patrick Berger was there to slot the ball home. And then, of course, Robbie Fowler went through to make it 3-0 before half-time. And you're thinking, oh, my word, this could be disastrous. And, of course, we had no Alan Shearer, no Les Ferdinand that day. But we came out second half. Keith Gillespie pulled one back. Tino Asprilla scored an absolute cracker of a goal. Remember that way he chipped the goalkeeper, David James. I don't know where he thought he was going, but Tino Asprilla just chipped it over him into the back of the net. It was a fantastic goal. And then, of course, Warren Barton, levelled it. And you're thinking, wow, I thought then, okay, we've nicked a draw here. But then the ball came back in, and nobody was goal side of Robbie Fowler, and he scored at 4-3. And then after that, there was a couple of 1-0s, 2-1s, not vintage performances. The next one, which was a real belter, was in 2002, 2003. Newcastle were 2-0 down at Anfield, and we came back and got a 2-2 draw, and we nearly nicked it right at the end. Alan Shearer with a fantastic chance at the end, but Jerzy Dudek on the line to save it. And that was as close as we came to winning at Anfield. But obviously, again, this is not at Anfield. It's not at St James's Park. This is away from St James's Park and Anfield. It's at Wembley. It's a cup final. Anything can happen. And as I said yesterday, Leicester did it in the FA Cup against, I think it was Manchester City. Birmingham did it against Arsenal in the League Cup. And, of course, Wigan. Let's not forget Wigan Athletic, who were going to be relegated in 2013. They ended up losing the game, losing their fight in the Premier League, but they beat Man City on the day by 1-0. And Ben Watson with a goal that day for Wigan Athletic. So it is possible, guys. It is possible. I said yesterday 2-1 to Newcastle, and I hope that we turn up and we put on a good performance. Okay, because it's always a classic between these two. But what I would say to Liverpool is, turn up, play your normal game, guys, but don't cheat, for goodness sake. Do not cheat, because it gets you nowhere. You know what I mean? And I'd be the first to complain, Newcastle United players, if they started rolling around on the floor like they'd been shot, I'd be like, whoa, come on, get up. It's not proper, that. But, the dying swan, Mo Salah, will no doubt throw himself to the ground a couple of times today. Anyway, rant over about that. So, what do you guys think this morning? I hope you had a good night in Covent Garden last night. Apparently, it was still going till 3 o'clock in the morning. Wow, I'm told. And somebody put a video on of Covent Garden when it was after last night, after all the fans had gone to bed. And there was, somebody put it on. Look at the state of this. Look at the rubbish. But I'm told that this morning Newcastle fans turned up in their droves with some bin bags, litter pickers. Basically, even some fans I've been told bought some gloves as well. The guys from the council were there as well, London Council. But the fans were there to help them tidy up. And that is brilliant. That is brilliant to hear that and see that. That's marvellous. Because it's like, you can't always take your rubbish away from you. They haven't just left it strewn all over the place. The bins are full. They've put it into boxes, rubbish there. They've came back and they've tidied up. That is fantastic. But, it came off Teesside latest. That was the page it came off. And, of course, you wouldn't expect nothing less off them smoggy sods, would you? It's always the same. Also, I got told yesterday that a bus full of Newcastle fans stopped at a service station and some Mackham lunatic decided to film himself letting the tyres down on the bus. I mean, come on. I mean, banter's one thing, but come on, that's just thuggery, that is. And I hope he's proud of himself because he's went famous. And, I'm sure the bus company will have something to say when they find out who he is. Pump the tyres back up, but fair enough, I would send him the bill. Cheeky Mackham git, I really would. But there you go, that's the way some people are. With every football club has its thugs, every football club has its zombies, and they're just out to cause bother, basically. But looking ahead to today, I am confident. Had a good kip last night and woke up this morning, had a good breakfast. I'm sure you all have tucked into something nice this morning, or maybe he's just went straight on the beer. That's a ticket. I haven't, but I think I might have a couple this afternoon. But getting back into the match today. I don't know what sort of side Liverpool will put out. We don't even know what Newcastle are going to put out yet. We won't hear that team news until later on. But I'd be grateful to hear your thoughts on who we should play, who we should put out today. I'm just going to have a look at the comments now, guys, as well. It's great to see you all here once again. Thank you for joining me again yesterday for my live stream. Obviously, I do apologise. I will not be doing live commentary today, as I will be watching the game. But I do apologise for that in advance. But I'm pretty sure you'll all be either fixed to the TV screen or the radio this morning, or if you heading out to a local pub or a club, enjoy it. I've seen the queues around the Stack this morning in Newcastle near St James's Park. Or should I say next to St James's Park. Then they were queuing right round the block to get in. Wow, brilliant. That's absolutely fabulous. I mean, I've never been in there yet. I must have a look in there one of these days. But today it'll be absolutely bouncing. It really will. Let's have a look. So, I'm just having a look at the 2-0 to Newcastle. Preston North End kid getting in touch there. And Choppy's put underneath. Hello again, Choppy. How are you doing, mate? I hope so. Tom Finney. I like that one. Fantastic. So 2-0. What football team you like? Was that aimed at me or somebody else on the comments? Draw gangster. Well, you can tell which team I like. I'm a bloody Middlesbrough supporter, aren't I? By the look of the shirt, guys. 2-0 there from Preston North End kid. I reckon Liverpool will be a couple of goals up by half-time. Sabre Crosby says that one. Well, if we don't defend and play as well as we know we can, then it will be like that. So there's no question. If you allow Liverpool at you, they will score goals. We can't allow that to happen. We can't allow the occasion to get to us. We've just got to get out there and play our game. That's what we need to do. It's essential that we play attractive football on the day, and we play it the way that we know how. I mean, yeah, it's in the back of my mind. I'm thinking this is going to be a really hard game, but I'm optimistic because you've got to be optimistic. You really do. I mean, like I said, I'm saying 2-1. I think if you could choose a team made up of, the stars gone by, goodness me, both sides, it could be an epic contest. It really could, because so many famous players. But this is the first time since 1974 that we've met Liverpool in a final. And that particular day, From what I'm told, I wasn't around then, but from what I'm told, Newcastle just didn't turn up. They just didn't play at all. And in the first half, Liverpool barely played, but they ended up in the second half winning by 3-0. And it could have been 4. They had one disallowed for offside. But it's one of them, isn't it, really, where you look at it and you think, had Newcastle turned up that day, would they have beaten Liverpool? Well, who knows? Could Liverpool were the best team in the country then as well? Well, one of the best teams anyway. So it's going to be an interesting one. But the difference is Newcastle aren't mid-table in the First Division this time. They're not mid-table in the Premier League, the 6th. So anything could happen. And I think on our day, we can match anyone. So Liverpool, I think they'll be looking at Newcastle and thinking how to beat them as well. And I had a comment of somebody last night saying that Liverpool will just go and win it just to get their name in the Football Hall of Fame again. And you're thinking, yeah, but it's a trophy. They're going to try and win a trophy. It's better to have 2 trophies in the trophy cabinet at the end of the season than 1. That's the way they'll look at it. They can still win a league and cup double this season. But Newcastle, we've got the belief, the desire to go and win it. But that's amongst the fans. It's got to be from the players. They've got to turn up on the day, on the pitch, and they've got to put the effort in if they want to beat Liverpool. They've got to do it because Liverpool, they can go through the gears. We're not there yet. We can maybe get up to 4th gear. Liverpool have got 5, 6, 7 gears. You know what I mean? They can move. They can move, do well. We just need to frustrate them. As I said yesterday, we need to frustrate Liverpool because if we do that and get at them, get in their faces, they don't like it. That's one of the things that Liverpool don't like. They don't like you to try and play against them. They don't like you to go in and match them. They're so used to teams just backing away because they're that frightened of their attacking prowess. But if we can stand firm defensively and then go at them with the pace we've got, this could be an exciting afternoon. And let's have a look once again. I'm just having a look at the comments, guys. I do apologise. Alan07, hello there. Manchester City is better than Newcastle, Tottenham than United. Okay. Right. Okay, I don't know how to answer that one, mate. Maybe there's a bit more clarity on that one. Manchester City is better than Newcastle. Yeah, I suppose they are. But they've been allowed to get away with, buying top players for many a year. They've won loads of trophies because of the money that went in there. And, Man City are one of the clubs who are, trying to vote against Newcastle United, bringing in, multi-million-pound players, making the squad better because, they don't want to be caught, do they? And Manchester City, still with 115 charges hanging over them, they're one of them who, they'll probably get off with all them charges. If it was us, we'd be kicked out of the league. But there you go. So Manchester City there. And what I say to that is Manchester City are not better than us. We can match them on the day, same as Liverpool. Choppy's come back with a comment there. Corporal Jones would say, they don't like it up them. They don't like it up them, Mr. Merry. They don't like it up them. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Yeah, nice one there. Yeah, it'll be an interesting game, I've got to say, with Newcastle United this afternoon against Liverpool because they're both entertaining sides. They both like to play attacking football. And it's going to be the occasion. I think if the thing is for Newcastle, we need to get an early goal. We need to get in front in the game because if Liverpool get in front, they're going to get the crowd and that behind them. And the worst thing is then Newcastle's heads can go down. And we don't want that, And it's happened with the fans this season. I don't know if it'll happen today in the cup final, but, the fans, we go quiet. And that's not what we need on cup final day. We've got to keep singing. We've got to keep the songs coming. We've got to cheer the players on. It's the occasion. We need to do it. And, I fancy our chances in this game. But even if we lose today, it doesn't matter because we'll be back and back and back and back. We'll keep coming back for finals. and eventually we will win a cup. It's inevitable. We will, because it's one of them. I mean, Manchester City, they started playing in finals. They started winning cups because they were doing well in the league. They were up where Liverpool were. But Newcastle aren't being given that chance. But if they can win today, that would certainly kickstart a fantastic period for Newcastle United, because, as I said, a win the cup, nobody's given us any hope today. So why don't we just go out there, play our game? Go out there, play the game, play we know how. And if we can do that, then we've got a great chance of winning. That's for sure. Nobody's seen Leicester beating Man City on that particular day in the FA Cup, but they did it. So anything's possible. Excuse me. Anything's possible on Cup Final day, guys. But in case you're just joining me, guys, welcome once again. 2-1 I'm going for today between Liverpool and Newcastle United. And see as this come on there, up the Mags. Yes, up the Mags, certainly. It should be a really good contest today. But look at all this optimism amongst Newcastle fans. You know what I mean? You've seen that in Covent Garden last night. It was fantastic. There was no footage of any Liverpool celebrations or anything like that. Liverpool fans, I mean, there might have been around London somewhere singing their hearts out, but you never saw it with Man United either. Newcastle fans just take over London whenever they go. It's the same with Sunderland. They just take over because they're passionate about their football clubs. And I'm not saying that Liverpool aren't. But at the end of the day, Newcastle have turned up in their droves to cheer the lads on. Some people went down on Friday, Loads of people went down yesterday. There's people who I know heading down this morning. They've headed down this morning. They're going to get there probably an hour before kick-off and probably driving back the same day as well. But there you go. It's that is the commitment of these fans from both sides. And I just hope you all enjoy the game. I'll be watching, definitely. And it'll be a really, really epic contest. I just hope we turn up, guys. Really, I do. I hope that we can turn up and play well on the pitch and give a good display and bring the cup home to Tyneside. That's what we need. We just need that one performance. Turn up and do it. Don't let the occasion get to you. Just play your normal game. You're away from home. That's the way you've got to do it. We always play better, I find, when we're away from home. So it's a great chance, and it's in London as well, and we've had some great results in London. So it's a cup final, but we've got a great chance of going out there and playing well. So let's give it a go. When will Newcastle spend real money on players? That's the next one there. Justin getting in touch there. Justin, well, when are they going to be able to spend the real money, Justin? Well, I suppose when the rules get changed, and I know that certain rules are getting changed this summer, allowing Newcastle to spend a little bit more money. It basically means that if you overspend by so much, that's how much you get fined. I mean, I said a while ago, if it was possible, if I was the owner of Newcastle United, I would say, how much is it going to cost us in fines and points deductions if we spend this amount of money? And once the footballing body said to us, it's going to cost you, say, like 500 million and 10 points, I would say, right, give us a 10-point deduction. There's a cheque for 500 million pounds. Now can we spend some money? Now can we spend big? Because if they did that, I think the footballing body would shit themselves, but we would get all the bad press, But there you go. Spending the money, they brought these PSR rules in, Justin, though, because we got taken over by this, this mega-powered business outfit, Saudi PIF, and obviously the Reuben brothers took over as well, and Amanda Staveley was also in there. So there was a massive takeover at Newcastle United, loads of money available, and they've thought we've got to try and rein Newcastle in here because they're going to spend. They're not going to stop. They're going to take over. We can't have that. And it was the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal. They were the bigwigs trying to get in there and say, no, we can't have that. We can't have Newcastle spending that sort of money. So these rules were introduced, all because they're terrified of what Newcastle can do. But there you go. But until they take off the foot off our heads, there's no way that we're going to be able to spend big. Hopefully it'll change in the summer. But, how long is a piece of string, how long it'll take? Because no doubt they're going to start putting the boot in once again, these big football clubs, just simply because they're terrified of what Newcastle can achieve. So, yeah, the answer to that question is, how long is a piece of string? I don't know, Justin, for sure, to be honest. Thanks for getting in touch, though, mate. It's up to financial fair play or PSR when Newcastle can spend. Yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, whoever it's up to, they seem to hold all the cards. But as I said before, if I was Newcastle, I would just take a shot in the dark and I would just say, look, go and spend the money. Spend the money. If we get hit by a points deduction, we get hit by a points deduction. If we get hit by a massive fine, pay it. Keep spending. Get the players in that you want. That's the way I would do it. But there you go. It's going to cost more in fines than it is in terms of players coming in. And that's always going to be the problem. Because they're not going to let go because they don't want us at the top. That's the problem. It must be sad, to think that you're pulling all these strings just to stop a football club being better than you are. Total spoiled kid tactics. But that's exactly what the likes of Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, clubs like that. That's exactly what they like because they don't want anybody else getting into their little group, their little sewing circle, if you like. It's one of those. But we will get some decent players in. I mean, it will happen eventually. We will get a decent squad together at Newcastle. But at the end of the day, how many times have we said that? They've got a decent side now, but we need to be better because we're threadbare in terms of positions and cover. It happens, but that's the way it is. It's financial fair play rules have got us by the short and curlies. But the likes of Man City, Man United, Liverpool, they can still spend money. They're in mountains of debt, Man United are, sorry. They can still spend money on a stadium, new players and all that because they generate revenue through the club. So it's like, well, we can do that. No, you can't sponsor your own club. You can't put your own sponsors up around. That's not allowed. They're saying now they can't allow Saudi sponsors, around the stadium, which is absolutely ridiculous. They're moving the goalposts all the time. But anyway, getting back to today's game, and Eddie Howe, I think will have the players fired up for this game. I really do. But as will Arnie Slot. I'm expecting a really, really good contest between these two sides this afternoon. And as I said earlier, we've just got to go and play our game. We've got to try and frustrate them, and we can't. I mean, it's going to be hard. Obviously, Sven Botman is missing through injury. Lewis Hall is missing through injury. And Anthony Gordon's missing. But hey, we could have them three players available and we could go out there and lose. I mean, the likes, whoever's coming in, Tino Livramento possibly coming in, Harvey Barnes coming in. Obviously, Dan Burn and Fabian Schär across the back. You've got to give them players a chance to go out there and perform because injuries happen, suspensions happen. I mean, Anthony Gordon, he's probably feeling terrible today because his side are going out there to play in a cup final without him, But again, a moment of madness has cost him. But I'm sure he'll come back bigger and stronger from that. Keep your questions coming in, guys. Also, your thoughts on the game ahead. And, of course, Sunderland got an absolute thrashing yesterday. So, as I said, that guy who let the Newcastle fans bust tyres down at the service station, he certainly pissed on his own chips yesterday, didn't he? Pissed on his cheesy chips, should I say, because they got thrashed 3-0 and it could have been more. Let's all laugh at Sunderland. Absolutely. Let's have a look then. Okay, goodbye, mate, and good luck on the game. Sunny Sunday. Well, it's not sunny up here, mate, where I'm from in the northeast. It's bloody grey as an elephant's backside up here. It really is. But hopefully it's going to be brightening up out there now, but not a lot of sunshine, I've got to say. Obviously the press will talk bad about us. You're right about that one, Justin. Yeah, definitely. I think the press are always going to be negative against Newcastle, because they basically want a response. They want a response. They want a reaction from the club, which they never get. So it's one of those. The only reaction I want to see today is on the pitch, because we've got nothing to lose. We've got absolutely nothing to lose going into this game, and we just need to be on the ball. We need to perform and go out there and give it our best, because it just takes Liverpool to be off, slightly off key, and we can certainly jump on that. And I say I'm going for 2-1, guys. I'm going for 2-1. I've only got a couple of minutes left, guys. So if you want to get your predictions in, please do what you think the score will be today. And Choppy's just come on there with a comment there right at the end. Let's see what money we can get for Sean Longstaff. Let's get Isaac Hayden and Jeff Hendricks' wages off the books as well, and let's see what happens. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, we're not going to get... We might get about 10, 15 million for Sean Longstaff, Choppy, but we're certainly not going to get a lot for Isaac Hayden and Jeff Hendricks, because, well, they're not very good players, and people aren't going to pay millions of pounds for two Newcastle second-teamers. That's for sure. They're sitting in the reserves. They're not going anywhere. They can't even get near the first team. So that's why, So we haven't got a lot to play with. But at the end of the day, we've got a good youth system. Bring the young'uns through. If they won't let us spend massive amounts of money, then let's do what Man City have done. Let's do what Liverpool and Everton have done down the years. Get the young players through. Absolutely. So I'm going for 2-1 today, guys. And I think it'll be a tough game, but I think we can do it. I think we've got it in us to do it. But it's in the back of my mind, though, that Liverpool will, they'll cheat their way through the game. They always do. But that's the way they are. They want to do that. That's up to them. They want to use them sort of tactics, and fair enough. It's again 3-2. Choppy saying coming back there 3-2 to Newcastle. Well, that would be an interesting fixture. If we can score 3 goals today, that would be absolutely mammoth. Somebody said to me yesterday, Newcastle are going to win 4-1. I was like, okay, fair enough, 4-1. Is that going to happen? Who knows? But again, another one yesterday, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 3, and I'm thinking, I hope not. But there you go. That's, people will come out with these comments. But for me, personally, 2-1 today, guys. How are you, lads? Let's get on with it. Let's get out there and let's win. Okay, guys, enjoy the game. I'll catch up with you all soon. Thank you very much for joining me once again. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to get any instant access to my new videos. And if you like this video, please give us a like. It'd be much appreciated. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I'll catch up with you all soon. Bye-bye for now. Have a fantastic afternoon. I'll see you later. Thank you.